oh my god, it's just like the potential of that is just, it's so fucking ripe. It's juicy. I just want to bite into it. It sounds so delicious. That's the potential that I see. Welcome to day 37. I have so little cards here. Oh my gosh, 37. We're a week away. A week away? 7 days. 8 days? From 7 days. From the end. It's kind of bittersweet. Okay, day 37. Mixing them up, mixing them up. Oh, you can see them. Mixing them up. Okay. Cool. The Great Gathering. It's all coming together. Intuitive hits. Soul Tribe. It's cool. It's like the culmination point. It's like it's all coming together as I'm approaching the end of this project. It's like all like coming together. It's like that wholeness, the completion, the completeness, the, you know, everything kind of fits together. All the pieces are put into place. You know, all the steps have been taken. The foundation is being laid. It's like, yeah, it's the foundational point. It's like everything is kind of like settling in. There's that soul tribe again. Soul tribe. Intuitive hits. This is a cool point. I can talk a little bit about how I understand intuition and how I've been working with it. Obviously I grew up with the understanding of intuition and I had no relationship to it. We have a longtime family friend, somewhat famous in the States, in the Midwest, psychic, who wrote a book called A Still Small Voice. And I read it and I could never relate to it. I had this like deep belief that I didn't have a connection to my intuition. And my mom is very intuitive, my cousin is very intuitive, and my brother is very intuitive, and like there was always people around me that seemed to be very connected to their intuition, which is that like gut feeling, that like knowing, that inner knowing. And I always felt like I didn't have that connection. It just was never present. And it was like even up until a year ago, where I've walked this process, you know, of like reconnecting with myself and my body and like deconstructing all these like programs and beliefs about myself and like basically just like walking backwards in what I've learned. And I still had that point of belief existent within me of I can't connect with my body. You know, it's like the point of like I would look at, oh, okay, if I'm looking to assess what kind of food would best nourish my body, it's like intuitively eating. Check in with my body. What does my body want? Even that, I was just like, no, there was no connection. There was no relationship. I felt like it was just so disconnected. But I also wasn't giving like patience or time to actually hear my body. It was just like a belief within me of like, I don't have that connection. And then all of a sudden, I reconnected. And fucking floodgates flew open, door flew wide open, and a whole reality like emerged for me. My whole perspective shifted, and all of a sudden I'm seeing things I'd never seen before, and things were coming into place. Pieces were falling into place, you know, things were coming into view, into focus, you know, and it was like all of a sudden I could see more clearly than I had for a long time, than I had ever probably. And I started using this word intuition again. For the past decade, I've been using it as like a point of what's here, okay? So like when I'm looking at, you know, the last 10 years, I've been working a lot with memories in assessing like why I behave certain ways, why I have certain addictions, why I have a certain response to a certain type of person. It's all stored within our memories. And so I would use, not knowingly, but my intuition basically, to recall the memories that were linked to certain experiences in the writing process and in other things that I did. And so it was like I have been learning how to use my intuition without directly using the word intuition and not knowing that was what was happening actually. And for me, intuition is that point of an inner knowing. It's just the point of like what's here, you know, what is it that's like true for you, what feels right to you, what is that point that like sits and is like stable within you, you know. And it's also like just like what information comes up, not from here, but from within you, from like the depths of you. It like comes out of like the center of you, and all of a sudden there's this information here that you have. To me, that's intuition. Speaking in the moment directly, like I do with these videos, without any preparation, without anything other than the card, is me speaking from my intuition. It's that point of just being in the moment. There's no script. There's nothing that I prepared for. The only prompt I had was this card, and I'm using my intuition with the card. It's like I look at the card and I see what comes up. That's me utilizing my intuition. And yeah, so it's just like learning how to use my intuition. Another way in which I understand the intuition is that it's actually how the animals or the beasts, this is my word of the year, the beasts of the planet, that's how they move. You ever look at animals that are in like a flock of birds or like a school of fish, or like, you know, these like this like collection of animals that seem to work so instinctually, so in sync with each other, so like in harmony. To me, it's because they're working from intuition. They're working from that pure source of themselves, that pure part of themselves that is physical, that's interacting with the physical reality, that's interacting with the earth. It's like that point of what actually links us to everything else is that intuition. It links us to that pool that we all come from and are, you know, sprouting from, or, you know, expressing from. And to me, it's like that's what I see the potential of humanity is, that as we can actually move together like that as one, where we all are working and living from our intuition, and we all are moving together as one. And that's where you have the people doing the type of work that not everybody wants to do, but for them they really love to do. And it's like every person actually plays a role. Every person has a specific point in the mosaic that is humanity. And it's like if everyone stands within their point, we're gonna have such harmony on this planet, and we're gonna have such flow and movement and ease, and oh my god, it's just like the potential of that is just, it's so fucking ripe. It's juicy. I just want to bite into it. It sounds so delicious. That's the potential that I see. And so that's what I'm doing first and foremost for myself, is like tuning in and tapping into my intuition, which is my purity, my pureness, the who I really am, that point of sound, that point of like coming from pure innocence in a moment, unconditional expression. It's just like what's here without the mind interjecting and adding logic to it, or adding like rationale to it. It's just the point of like being in the moment. It's the child expression, you know? They work off of intuition. They just move without any second guessing, any second thought. It's just the movement. It's just that pure movement from nothing, right? That's creation. It's just that nothing, and then there was movement. And so that to me is what intuition is, and I'm just like so excited. I can just feel it in my body, and I just really like this feeling. And yeah, so the great gathering, that's kind of what this is too. It's just like humanity is a collective of individuals, and right now we're all my battery's about to die. I'm not going to finish that last point. My card got full, whatever. Anyways, the point is that everything's coming together, everything's moving. When we stand in our intuition, we stand whole and complete, and then we encourage other people to do that. And that's what I've been busy with, and that's how I've been redefining and looking at the word intuition, and you know, into me, intuition intuition. So I encourage you to redefine intuition for you and see how you can live and apply this word and that application, so we can have our complete, beautiful mosaic humanity working and living and expressing as one. Okay, bye.